Today I'm going to show you how to do it yourself an alcohol-based hand rub. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. This channel is for foreign mothers living in Germany, just like me. And today I'm going to show you how to do it yourself an alcohol-based hand rub. Many mothers are really worried about their child's health right now here in Germany, especially because of the new coronavirus. And the recommendation is to wash your hands with soap and or use an alcohol-based hand rub. However, alcohol-based hand rubs are not available in many shops that there were before, as pharmacies, for example. And also soap is sometimes hard to find. And besides being a mother, I am also a pharmacist. And in a minute, I'm going to show you how to do yourself your alcohol-based hand rub. The WHO recommends the preparation of such hand rubs in a pharmacy or a laboratory, mainly because of ensuring the quality of the final results, but also because of the risk of inflammation, irritability, when in contact with eyes, and of course because it may be not correctly used if children get access to it. Even if I'm showing you how to do the WHO alcohol-based hand rub formulation in my kitchen, because I believe that the risks are manageable by adults, the WHO does not promote the production of this alcohol-based hand rub at home. Now let's start, and I'm going to use isopropyl alcohol, also called 2-propanol or isopropanol, 99.9%. I ordered it from Amazon and I will leave the link for it. Unfortunately, it was not available anymore in the pharmacy. The alcohol part of the product is responsible for the microbicidal activity with a minimal risk of generating resistance to antimicrobial agents. You can also use ethanol, 96%. Hydrogen peroxide, 3%. It is still available, I guess, in every pharmacy in Germany. And it is added in a low concentration to help eliminate contaminating spores in the other reagents and recipients used. It is also important to state that hydrogen peroxide 3% is not an active substance for hand disinfection. Glycerol, which is also called glycerine, at 85%. The recommended glycerol is the 98% one. However, I couldn't find it anymore, neither in a pharmacy or online. So I'm adjusting the quantities to be sure that I have the appropriate final glycerol concentration. However, glycerol will not act as a disinfectant in the alcohol-based hand rub. It is added as a humectant for skincare. So lowering the percentage of glycerol may even be considered if there is the need or wish to reduce stiffness of the hand rub. Other humectants or emollients may be used, but they should be mixable in water and alcohol, non-toxic and hypoallergenic. And now the final reagent, which is water. I am using purified water that I bought in the pharmacy here in Germany, but you can also use sterile water, distilled water, or just boiled water, which is already cooled. Even if sterile and distilled water are preferred for making the alcohol-based hand rub, boiled and cooled tap water may also be used as long as it is free of visible particles. I will also need latex or kitchen gloves, protection glasses. I'm using one of my biggest sunglasses, and a mask. The mask doesn't have to be an FFP2 mask. You also need a scale, a syringe, a recipient to measure, and one to pour the reagents. Also an instrument made of plastic, metal, or wood to mix all the reagents. To store your alcohol-based hand rub, it is necessary a bottle with leak-proof top with a spray option or a normal top that you can close. For protection, it is recommended to use a white coat. I have one, but I believe that many of you don't. As an option, you can also use a big and old t-shirt or a cooking apron. Also, if you have long hair like me, you will need something to do a ponytail. It is also not a bad idea to have some paper near you in case something is spilled and you can act fast. In a lab, you would have different instruments, and I'm using what I have at home because the purpose of this video is for you to do your own alcohol-based hand rub with what you have at home. I'm using a syringe for the small amounts, but maybe a syringe is not something you would have at home. But you can get it easily from the nearest pharmacy or order it online. I will leave a link for it on the description of this video. So now that you know everything that you need, we can start. At first, make sure that you are going to prepare the alcohol-based hand rub in a well-ventilated room, where you could easily open a window if necessary. Then put on the mask, glasses and gloves for your own protection. Since I'm doing this video specifically for mothers living in Germany, I would also like to make sure that your children are not near your preparation area, and for unpredictable ages, and if your children are somewhere inside your house, I would make sure that an adult has an eye on them. Clean the area where you're going to work and make sure that you have enough space to work. I clean it before putting all the materials and reagents here, but I'm cleaning again just in case. Place all reagents and materials that you will need. I am using the quantities needed for a final 200 milliliters alcohol-based hand rub made with isopropyl alcohol. You may adjust the volumes if you are planning to do more or to do less. If you are using ethanol instead of isopropyl alcohol, the quantities are a little bit different. Check the description of this video to know exactly which quantities to use. Measure 150 milliliters of isopropyl alcohol with a recipient and 0.3 milliliters with a syringe. I am pouring a little bit of isopropyl alcohol to a small recipient to use the syringe, so I'm sure that I do not contaminate the big bottle. See? I split some isopropyl alcohol and I have paper here to clean it directly. After usage, close all recipients, and now I'm pouring it to the main recipient. Measure 8.3 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide with a syringe and pour it to the big recipient. Measure 3.3 milliliters of the glycerol with the syringe and pour it to the big recipient. I'm using the scale to measure the 38 milliliters of water and getting 0.1 milliliter using the syringe. Now that you have all reagents together in one recipient, you can mix them, using for example a metal spoon. I'm actually using a metal knife because I have a thin container. Immediately pour the solution into its final containers, or container. In my case, it is a plastic bottle with a spray top. And place the bottles aside for 72 hours before use. This allows time for any spores present in the alcohol or the bottle to be destroyed. WHO recommends to do a quality control test to check the quantity of alcohol inside the final solution, but it is needed a special instrument for that. However, you can still do what we call in pharmacy an organoleptic test and check if the final alcohol-based hand rub is a clear, transparent, and colorless solution. Label the bottle so you are sure what is inside. The date you prepared it and labeling might also reduce the risk of it to be wrongly used. I just wrote alcohol-based hand rub, but you can also add the kind of alcohol you're using, if it is isopropyl alcohol or ethanol, the production date, and maybe even the expiry date, which is 2 years from the day you produced it. In the end, don't forget to clean everything. Preferably use the gloves on. I took mine out already because it would be very difficult to put the label on with them. You can put the label on the bottle after cleaning. The shelf life of these alcohol-based hand rub formulations is at least 2 years, but remember to storage it properly. It should be stored in a room with a temperature between 15 and 25 Celsius degrees. Also, the kitchen is not the best place to store it because of the proximity with flames. And keep out of the reach and sight of children. The WHO recommends not to add any extra ingredients or reagents besides the ones they specify. Gelling agents have no data available concerning their suitability when combined with the other reagents and might compromise the alcohol-based hand rub antimicrobial efficacy. And perfumes and fragrances may increase the risk of allergic reactions. I will also leave the links about the WHO alcohol-based hand rubs recommendations on the description of this video.
Now I'm really curious about what are you doing on a daily basis to prevent your children to get the coronavirus? Let me know in the comments here down below. And I hope this video was really helpful for you. Don't forget to check my other videos. You can start with these too. And to subscribe to my channel right here. And I hope to see you on the next video. Bye!